Start.
Okay,
Okay,
I have a presentation, so I'm going to share my screen to go with it.
perfect.
Can you guys see that okay? Or is it starting to come up?
Mm-hmm.
Good? Okay.
Yes.
And are we recording?
Yes, we're good to go.
Awesome. Okay, so this evening I'm going to talk about hiring a virtual assistant to help you kind of ease some of the workload and also help you make money. I know it seems weird because you have to pay money to make money, but it really does work. So I'm just going to share my experience and what I do and how I got my assistants. Now I have two. So basically, I would just sit down and write out all of the things that you do in a day. As far as coaching, just make a huge list, like brain dump everything. And you could actually do 3 columns. You could note the things that only you can do that like need your personal touch. So like for me, that would be inviting, following up, the things that just need my wording. And then note which things you could delegate, like maybe you could do them, maybe somebody else could do them, they're kind of on that line. And then note which things you must give to somebody else to do because maybe you don't enjoy doing them, they take too much time, maybe you're not good at them and you're just trying to do it and it looks bad and you can pay somebody else to do it. And then make a wish list too of maybe you'd like to have a cool blog that's put together really well, or something that you wish you had, maybe you don't have the skills to do it, and it would be something you could hire someone to do later down the road. So that's really the best way to start to figure out what things you could give to somebody else to do. And then really, like I said, think about the things that only you can do that cause the greatest impact. So those are the things that I do in my power hour, and really everything else I could give to my assistant to do. So for me, it's building relationships, talking to people one-on-one, inviting, recruiting, training my team, getting on Zooms, getting on phone calls with my team, stuff like that. And everything else I can give to my assistant to do because it really doesn't need my personal touch. So when you're working just strictly on your business, figure out how much you make per hour. And then if you could add 5 to 10 focused hours a week that somebody else did, how could that affect your business? Or if you gave away the tasks that don't really require your effort and replace that time with working your business, your business is going to grow huge because you're not wasting your time, doing like editing videos or making pictures. Somebody else can do that for a really minimal hourly rate. So when I sat down personally, I realized that when I'm coaching, when I'm working my business, I earn $73 per hour. My assistant, I pay her $10 an hour to work. So basically, when she works, she's earning me $63 for every hour she works, even though I'm paying her $10. And you have to think of it in that picture because it's like, wow, if I sat down and did the things that I pay her to do, I'm really wasting my time and I'm kind of throwing money away because I could be working on growing my business, recruiting new coaches, recruiting new challengers, things that really make a bigger impact. And then she can spend time editing videos and putting together recognition pictures, and she like does some spreadsheets and stuff like that. So that really kind of put it into perspective for me. So I encourage you to do that and just figure out how much you earn hourly. And then you can find somebody that you can pay a very minimal amount to. So the way I found my assistant is on Facebook, but you could do that through word of mouth or Elance or Odesk, or like there's a ton of websites that can hook you up with somebody to do the work for just a few dollars an hour. And then I posted, I think it was Lori went back and found my post that I posted on Facebook. And I basically just said what I was looking for. And I said, don't respond unless, you're organized, you're driven, you know how to use Google Drive, you know how to be positive, and just the things that I was looking for. And I had about 5 people respond. So this was like 2 years ago. And one of them was a girl who totally stood out. She sent me her resume. She was a discount coach. I knew her. She was kind of further away from me in our team, but she was in our same team and she knew who I was. And she just completely stood out. And for the last 2 years, I've been working with her. I pay her $10 an hour, and she makes my life so much easier. And, we text every day, and she is willing just to do whatever. I definitely would suggest that you figure out what their personality style is. Hers is, it's not the color code, but she's an emerald pearl. So she's organized and she's very thoughtful and kind, and she wants to help others. And I'm the opposite. I'm Ruby Sapphire. So I'm kind of disorganized, but I'm really driven. And we just fit perfectly. It was like a perfect match. So I just, you can find a person anywhere, but definitely when you are, talking to them and trying to figure out who would be the best person, ask what maybe their qualifications are. Do they know how to do the specific things that you want? Figure out their personality style, figure out how much they want hourly, how many hours you would like them to work versus how many hours they would like to work. And then the best way that you guys are going to communicate, is that going to be you're going to share a Google Drive or share a Dropbox or on email or text messaging, whatever. We have a shared Google Drive. She has the logins to my Google Drive, she has the login now to my back office and my Facebook, but you can do that with how comfortable you are. You don't necessarily have to do that. You could just send them reports. And, it kind of depends on how comfortable you are. But, I've had her for 2 years. She's amazing. And she has all of my trust. She's wonderful. So definitely when you're starting with a new assistant, you have to be very patient. They're not going to do things the way you do them, or maybe they're not sure how at first. So you just have to, it's like teaching a child, I guess, at first. Be patient, be very clear with directions, give them feedback, but also give them praise on what they're doing right. You could even do a screen flow of a specific task that you do, like maybe running a report in the back office, do a screen flow of that so they have the exact picture and your words on how to do it. Or you could even set up a Zoom chat and I could go through my back office right now and show you guys things. So you just have to kind of figure out a good way that you could teach them to do the things that you do. Yeah, take some time up front. Maybe you spend an hour teaching them something, but how many hours is that going to save you in the long run? Because they'll know how to do it, and they will save all that time for you. But now Kelsey knows things better than I do, and she can just run things really fast. Okay, so here's some ideas of what you could have your assistant do if you're not really sure. I have about 20 things. So first thing they could do is they could schedule social media posts or in your challenge groups. They could edit videos, edit photos. They could make emails for customers or coaches a couple times a month. Maybe they send out the e-cards in the back office. I have Kelsey go and email all of my free customers that come in. Manage challenge groups. They could go in, they could like and comment on things for you on your behalf to save up time. They could send thank you cards to customers or Success Club cards to coaches when they reach Success Club. Compile reports like weekly purchases, or see who's on Home Direct, for Shakeology to kind of keep track and help with that. Tag organized pictures or documents. So if you're like a Sapphire personality and you're kind of disorganized, they could just go through your email and organize it, or go through your Google Drive and organize it for you so it makes sense. They could write content for blog posts, blogs, posts, and emails. So last week, actually, I just hired a new assistant, and she went to school for graphic design and writing. So she's going to take over my blog for $10 an hour, working 2 hours a week. And she's going to just completely run my blog for me because that's what she's qualified in. So I'm pretty excited about that. You could have your assistant do welcome emails to new customers. I already said that. Upload customers or coaches to an email list if you do a separate email list, like on MailChimp and you send out newsletters or something like that. Accept and follow back on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, You could have them do that for you. Message someone that sends you a friend request or likes your page to start a conversation. It could just be something generic. Create recognition photos and pictures for your team. So I have Kelsey do Success Club pictures, volume weekly recognition pictures. She does, I don't know, basically anything I need her to do. Find customers on Facebook, message them, ask them to friend you. Maybe if you have people commenting on your like page, your assistant could go through and kind of organize those people. Gather testimonials after every challenge group. Put together forms for your challengers to submit their results or their feedback. Ship samples and gifts, mail invitations and thank you cards. You could even hire a young, maybe a teenager or someone who wants to come to your house and do some household chores to free up some of your time. And you can hire somebody to manage your Elance projects if you're doing a lot of those projects. But there's just 20 things that you could give to somebody else to do that's going to free up your time. Because I don't know if you ever feel bogged down, but if you just feel like you're dreading something, like there's a task you have to do, but you don't like doing it or you're not good at it, have somebody else do it. I mean, it's pretty simple. So that's the info I have. And it didn't take a lot of time to get through, but do you want me to, I can post this in the group, Sydney.
Yeah, definitely. That would be great. I know, honestly, I had no idea how much they could do because I hear a couple people get assistants and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, do you really need one? But no, it makes total sense. I loved how you did the time management piece with the money and the amount of income piece, that's great. Perfect. No, Katie, do you have any questions at all or any thoughts about it?
ScreenFlow.
Sorry, I took you off mute. Go ahead. What did you say?
What is ScreenFlow?
It's just a program on your computer that captures your screen with words. So you can talk, and so if you were showing how to make a picture or how to run a report in your back office, it would record it for you.
Oh. Is that through a certain website or is that just something you have to have
No,
on your
it's kind of
computer?
like Zoom. You just download.
Okay.
You download? Oh.
And what's it called again?
ScreenFlow.
ScreenFlow. I would not be qualified to be your assistant.
Well, it is a process. Kelsey only did a few things at first, and then, it's been 2 years. So as time moves on, I have 3 kids, and I still work my full-time job as a teacher. I don't know why. This is probably my last year. But, yeah, she's awesome.
That's really cool. Awesome. Okay, so Katie, do you have an assistant with your business?
I did this summer. I had someone who did laundry for me, and he would clean, and it was amazing. But she went and got a real job, and so now I don't have one again. So you don't want to see my house. It's not good. I got really used to not doing laundry. It was amazing, but I only paid her minimum wage in Michigan. It's $8.15, and so it was fantastic. But I don't know how to find someone that cheap again. But that's all I can afford. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was amazing. But I would love all of these things you said are things that I'm oh, I wish I could do that. Oh, I want to do that, and it would be great to be able to do that stuff. So. Yeah.
Definitely. So I have a question, I guess, when it comes to paying your assistants. Do you W-2 them? Do you just kind of do it under the table? How do you pay your assistant, Stephanie?
She does an invoice on PayPal, and then I pay her invoice.
Oh, okay.
So on PayPal, you can create an invoice, and so she'll put her hours there, and then I just pay that invoice.
Okay, so she doesn't have to file taxes on the income or anything.
I'm not sure.
In Michigan, the law is if it's over $600, then they do have to submit it and pay taxes.
Okay.
I think I was under that with my girl.
Okay. Awesome.
But if not, she's an independent contractor, and so it would just be you just submit an I, whatever it is that we submit for Beachbody, they would submit the same thing.
Okay.
What's that called? The I.
I have no idea. Perfect. No, I think that's great. Thank you so much for that. I've never heard of that before, so that was awesome. So it was super fast. Do you guys have any questions or anything like that for me before we take off? It's with these smaller groups. Usually they go by a lot faster. So hopefully next week we should definitely, I know Sarah will be here and she's going to talk about consistency. So I'm excited for that. But in the meantime, if you